Albedo. If you're albedo, you're analytical, calm, and focused on understanding the world's mysteries. You might feel detached at times, but your curiosity drives deep insight. Al-Haytham. Being Al-Haytham means you're analytical, confident, and guided by logic. You prefer independence and clarity, and even though you may seem detached, you act with quiet conviction. Aloy. If you're Aloy, you're resourceful and curious. Adapting to challenges is something you like to do. You value independence, but also know the importance of protecting others. Amber. If you're Amber, you're very optimistic and refuse to give up even when things get tough. You're approachable, dependable, and the type of person who steps up first when something needs to be done. Arataki. Ito. If you're Ito, you're energetic and sometimes overconfident. Bringing joy to others is fun to you. You might seem reckless, but your big heart also makes you lovable. Baiju. If you're Baiju, you're compassionate, protective, and thoughtful. You care deeply for others' well-being and balance practicality with genuine kindness. Barbara. If you're Barbara, you're cheerful, kind, and deeply compassionate. You value encouragement and healing, lifting others up even when you're struggling yourself. Beidou. If you're Beidou, you're bold and charismatic while thriving in leadership roles. You take risks, trust your gut, and inspire loyalty in others with your fearless nature. Bennett. As Bennett, you're optimistic, resilient, and determined despite setbacks. You value persistence and the courage to keep moving forward even when life throws obstacles at you. Candace. As Candace, you're protective and honorable while valuing community above all. You stand firm as a guardian, balancing strength with compassion. Charlotte. If you're Charlotte, you're curious, quick thinking, and you thrive when you're uncovering the truth. You value honesty, communication, giving a voice to what others overlook. Chevreuse. Being Chevreuse means you're loyal, organized, and naturally authoritative. You value teamwork and structure, often leading others by example rather than force. Chiori. If you're Chiori, you're stylish, artistic, and unafraid to stand out. You value creativity and originality, carving your own path even if it means breaking convention. Chongyun. Being Chongyun means you're honest, kind, and deeply principled. You value purity and balance, but you sometimes struggle with expressing your warmth in a way that feels natural. Kolei. If you're Kolei, you're resilient, kind, and empathetic after hardship. You've learned strength through struggle, and you value honesty and growth. Sino. If you're Sino, you're serious, dutiful, and focused on justice. You may seem rigid, but your dry humor reveals a lighter side when people least expect it. Deer. If you're Deer, you're brave, protective, and very loyal. You value strength not for yourself, but as a means of shielding those who can't protect themselves. Diluc. As Diluc, you're someone who carries responsibility heavily but silently. You value justice, loyalty, and protecting others, even if it means sacrificing your own comfort. Diona. If you're Diona, you're spunky, stubborn, and protective of the people you care about. You value authenticity and family bonds, even when your words are a little sharp. Dory. If you're Dory, you're clever and opportunistic. You have a knack for turning ideas into profit. Resourcefulness and creativity in making things happen for your own gain are some of your strengths. Eula. Being Eula means you're proud, disciplined, and determined to rise above prejudice. You don't let others define you. You prove yourself through perseverance. Faruzan. If you're Faruzan, you're sharp, proud, and highly knowledgeable. You value intellect and tradition, and even though you sometimes seem strict, you care a lot about legacy. Fischl. If you're Fischl, you're imaginative, eccentric, and unapologetically yourself. You thrive in your own world but still crave genuine companionship and loyalty. Fremine. As Fremine, you're quiet, introspective, finding peace in personal passions. You value depth over surface interaction, preferring to express yourself through actions rather than words. Furina. If you're Furina, you're dramatic, emotionally intelligent, and deeply driven by the need to be understood. You value connection and thrive on performing, but beneath it all lies vulnerability and strength. Gaming. Being Gaming means you're spirited and bold. Camaraderie is important to you. You face challenges with energy and optimism, lifting the people around you with your enthusiasm. Ganyu. Being Ganyu means you are hardworking to the point of self-sacrifice. You value precision and responsibility, but sometimes need to be reminded that rest is just as important. Goru. If you're Goru, you're loyal and supportive. You also thrive when uplifting others. Teamwork, courage, and standing strong even in the face of overwhelming odds are important to you. Hutao. If you're Hutao, you're sharp and eccentric while embracing both humor and depth. You're not afraid to talk about life's heavier topics while still making people laugh. Jean. If you're Jean, you're a natural leader who feels responsible for everyone around you. You're disciplined, kind, and often put others before yourself, even if it wears you down. Kaya. Being Kaya means you've got charm to spare and a knack for keeping people guessing. You're clever and adaptable while knowing how to use both honesty and mischief to your advantage. Kave. If you're Kave, you value creativity and passion, but sometimes struggle with practicality. You're artistic, idealistic, and sensitive to the world's beauty and flaws. Kazuha. As Kazuha, you're poetic, reflective, and guided by your emotions. Freedom, beauty, and harmony are important to you. You also often see meaning where others overlook it. Keqing. As Keqing, you're ambitious and hardworking with an independent mind. You value progress and dislike relying on luck or fate. You believe effort and determination shape destiny. Kirara. If you're Kirara, you're efficient, hardworking, and surprisingly adaptable. You value reliability and making people's lives easier, even if it means juggling a lot behind the scenes. Klee. If you're Klee, you're playful, fearless, and always chasing excitement. You may cause chaos without meaning to, but your heart is pure and full of joy. Kuju. Sarah. Being Sarah means you're disciplined, dutiful, and driven by loyalty. You respect structure and tradition, but also struggle with balancing personal feelings and expectations. Kuki. Shinobu. As Kuki, you're sharp, dependable, and skilled at managing chaos. You value practicality and balance, often keeping eccentric groups or situations from falling apart. Layla. Being Layla means you're dreamy, hardworking, and usually tired but dedicated. You value persistence and creativity, even when you doubt yourself. Lisa. If you're Lisa, you're intellectual, witty, and know how to balance effort with relaxation. You're not afraid to be efficient by conserving energy, and you thrive when you can set your own pace. Lynette. If you're Lynette, you're observant, graceful, and emotionally reserved. You value subtlety and precision, speaking through gestures and actions rather than lengthy explanations. Laini. Being Laini means you're charming and articulate. You also enjoy captivating an audience. Cleverness and persuasion are fascinating to you. You may also be skilled in the art of turning perception into power. Mika. If you're Mika, you're gentle, loyal, and quietly diligent. You value harmony in groups and you find fulfillment in supporting others without needing the spotlight. Mona. Being Mona means you're proud, sharp, and unafraid to live modestly if it means staying true to your craft. You don't chase wealth, you chase meaning. Nahida. Being Nahida means you're wise beyond your years but carry a sense of innocence. You value knowledge but also remind others of the importance of curiosity and compassion. Navia. Being Navia means you're elegant, warm, and determined. You value loyalty and compassion, leading others with a blend of kindness and strength. Nuvilet. If you're Nuvilet, you're serious, thoughtful, and deeply committed to justice. You value fairness and responsibility even when the weight of leadership is isolating. Nilu. If you're Nilu, you're artistic, joyful, and deeply empathetic. You thrive when expressing yourself and believe beauty can bring people together. Ningguang. Being Ningguang means you're ambitious, strategic, and confident in your abilities. You understand value of people, time, and opportunity and use it wisely. Noel. If you're Noel, you're hardworking, patient, and incredibly determined. You may not always feel ready, but you throw yourself into challenges until you succeed. Chichi. As Chiki, you're quiet, diligent, and dependable, even if you sometimes struggle to connect emotionally. You find comfort in routine and gentle stability. Raiden. Shogun. If you're Raiden, you're introspective and orderly with a focus on stability. You value eternity and struggle to let go of control, but your dedication makes you steadfast. Razor. If you're Razor, you value instinct over words and are most comfortable when connected to nature or animals. You're loyal, protective, and honest in your simplicity. Rosaria. If you're Rosaria, you're skeptical, pragmatic, and not afraid to break convention. You prefer honesty over sugarcoating, and though you may seem distant, your loyalty runs deep. Sayu. Being Sayu means you're lazy on the surface but actually clever about conserving effort. You value balance between rest and action and avoid unnecessary conflict. Additionally, you can also be playful. Shenhei. If you're Shenhei, you're reserved, serious, and sometimes misunderstood. You faced hardship, but your strength and ability to find calm within make you stand out. Sucrose. As Sucrose, you're curious, shy, and happiest when exploring ideas. You value growth through learning and sometimes struggle to put your thoughts into words. Tartaglia. If you're Child, you're loyal, adaptable, and protective of your family above all else. You balance lighthearted charm with a hidden seriousness, carrying responsibilities that others may never see. Toma, if you're Toma, you're warm and dependable while having a knack for making people feel welcome. You value kindness, consistency, and building strong bonds. Tignari, as Tignari, you value teaching and guiding others, even if your straightforward nature sometimes comes across as harsh. You're also intelligent, blunt, and attentive to detail. Venti, being Venti means you're free-spirited and playful while hiding wisdom behind humor. You bring ease to serious situations, but also carry truths others might overlook. Wanderer, as Wanderer, you're complex and self-reflective. You may also be searching for identity. Even though your path is often shaped by painful lessons, freedom and autonomy are important to you. Ruthlessly, as Ruthlessly, you're composed, principled, you lead with quiet strength. Justice and personal accountability are important to you and you prefer action over grandstanding. Shangling. If you're Shangling, you're energetic, cheerful, and very curious. Creativity and joy are important to you. You also like bringing people together, which you may often achieve through your passion for food and discovery. Xiao. If you're Xiao, you're disciplined, withdrawn, and carry buttons silently. You may seem distant, but your loyalty and sense of duty run deeper than words. Xingqiu. If you're Xingqiu, you're studious, clever, and quietly mischievous. You value creativity while balancing duty with play. You also use intellect and compassion to support those around you. Xinyan. If you're Xinyan, you're bold, expressive, and not afraid to stand out. You value individuality and joy, inspiring others through your authenticity. Yaemiko. As Yaemiko, you're clever, witty, and thrive when blending mischief with wisdom. You know how to keep people on their toes while still guiding them forward. Yanfei. If you're Yanfei, you're intelligent and diligent. You thrive when helping others make sense of rules and systems. Balancing logic with fairness is your specialty, and you always seek harmony. Yaoyao. Being Yaoyao means you're kind, caring, and protective of those around you. You value nurturing bonds and bringing comfort to others in both big and small ways. Yelan. If you're Yelan, you're strategic and adaptable. Complex situations are your specialty. You value independence and wit, often reading a room faster than anyone else. Yoimiya. As Yoimiya, you are warm, lively, and passionate about what you love. You value shared joy and creating moments that bring people together. Yunjin. If you're Yunjin, you're poised and dedicated. You express yourself through your craft. Cultural heritage, artistry, and the beauty of disciplined creativity are fascinating to you. Zhongli. As Zhongli, you're dignified and patient while carrying yourself with quiet authority. You value tradition, history, and responsibility, and people rely on your wisdom. Alekino. If you're Alekino, you value strength and sharpness. However, beneath the exterior lies fierce care for family and trust. You're protective, calculating, and guided by loyalty to those you claim as your own. Chaska. Being Chaska means you're radiant and compassionate, naturally inspiring others. You value bringing light to those around you, and your optimism is both gentle and powerful. Chitlali. If you're Chitlali, you're inquisitive, intelligent, and connected to tradition. You value understanding and seek to illuminate truths that others may not see. Chlorand. As Chlorand, you're steadfast, honorable, and defined by responsibility. You value justice and precision, and people respect you for standing by your principles no matter the cost. Dahlia. If you're Dahlia, you're a good listener who secretly loves a little drama, not to cause trouble, but because you find people's stories fascinating. You're devoted, supportive, and someone others trust easily. However, behind your calm and holy job title energy, you have a mischievous streak and enjoy stirring the pot just enough to keep life interesting. Dainsleif. Being Dainsleif means you're enigmatic and reflective while carrying the weight of history. You value truth and understanding even when it's painful, and you walk a path that often feels lonely but purposeful. Emily. If you're Emily, you're elegant, observant, and able to read people's emotions beneath the surface. You have a refined taste while carrying a quiet heaviness from knowing more than you let on. You're also empathetic and thoughtful. Escoffier. If you're Escoffier, you're disciplined, high standards with no excuses. You take pride in excellence and refuse to settle for good enough, especially in anything you create. People may find you intimidating at first, but those who earn your respect learn you're supportive, fair, and push others to reach their full potential, not out of ego, but out of belief in what they can achieve. Iansan. As Iansan, you're fiery, passionate, and full of energy. You value courage and individuality, and you inspire others to stand boldly in their own strength. Aoife. If you're Aoife, you're chill, friendly, and down-to-earth, the type who treats everyone with warmth, whether human or animal. You show up for others without hesitation and bring calmness to stressful situations. You're reliable, efficient, and easy to be around, with a go-with-the-flow mindset that people find comforting. Inefa, if you're Inefa, you are reliable, loyal, and grounded. You follow through on your responsibilities, protect the people you consider family, and don't let others' assumptions about you affect how you treat them. Despite what people may expect, you're gentle, helpful, and guided by your own quiet sense of right and wrong. Kachina, if you're Kachina, you're cheerful, supportive, and determined to see the best in people. You value optimism and resilience, carrying a bright spirit even through challenges. Kamisato Ayaka, as Ayaka, you're graceful and polite. You also value harmony and kindness. Creating a balance between duty and a desire for personal joy and authenticity is important to you. Kamisato Ayato, if you're Ayato, you're strategic, composed, and playful beneath a refined surface. You value balance between leadership and lightheartedness, guiding others with wit as much as wisdom. Kinich. Being Kinich means you are brave, direct, and disciplined. You value strength and actions over words. Lanyan. As Lanyan, you're methodical, logical, often acting as a stabilizing force. You value structure and careful planning, ensuring everything runs smoothly behind the scenes. Mavuika. As Mavuika, you're passionate, resilient, and fiercely independent. You value personal strength and self-expression, showing others that authenticity is its own kind of power. Moalani. If you're Moalani, you're carefree, adventurous, and deeply tied to nature. You value freedom and joy, embracing life with a spirit of exploration. Ororon. Being Ororon means you're careful, determined, and quietly intense. You value perseverance and care, standing firm even when the world feels heavy. Sangonomiya Kokomi. If you're Kokomi, you're thoughtful, strategic, and a natural leader. You value wisdom and foresight, guiding others with calm determination and empathy. Sethos. As Sethos, you're resourceful, charismatic, and mischievous. You value adaptability and quick thinking, always ready to find your way through even the trickiest situations. Shikanoin Heizu. If you're Heizu, you're clever, curious, and unafraid of bending the rules. You value truth and enjoy unraveling mysteries, often with charm and a bit of mischief. Sigewinne. Being Sigewinne means you're caring, gentle, and highly empathetic. You value compassion and find joy in supporting others, even if it means setting your own needs aside. Traveler. As the traveler, you're adaptable, open-minded, and driven by curiosity. You value connection and discovery, seeking bonds and understanding wherever your path takes you. Skirk. If you're Skirk, you're enigmatic, disciplined, and shaped by survival. You value strength and endurance, standing as proof that hardship can lead to resilience. Varisa. If you're Varisa, you're laid back, but driven by a strong sense of justice. You enjoy life's simple pleasures, good food, good company, but when something truly matters, your strength and resolve shine through. Xianyun. You're Xianyun if you're wise, sharp, and a little eccentric. You value independence and take pride in your knowledge. Beneath your composure lies a genuine warmth, and you've lived enough to know that care can be shown in quiet ways, and that strength doesn't mean never needing others. Zilonen. If you're Zilonen, you're dependable, practical, and grounded. You find purpose in your craft and peace in routine, preferring to show care through effort rather than words. Yume Mizuki. Mizuki. If you're Mizuki, you're empathetic, intelligent, and calm under pressure. You care about others' emotions and often help people heal, even if it drains you. Aino. You're Aino if you are curious, creative, and endlessly inventive. You love building things, exploring new ideas, and bringing imagination to life. Lauma. If you're Lauma, you're gentle but strong, deeply empathetic, and protective of others. You value truth, kindness, and harmony even when it costs you. People come to you for wisdom and comfort, and you bear that responsibility with quiet grace. Flints. You're Flints if you're introspective, refined, and thoughtful. You carry yourself with calm dignity and have a poetic way of seeing the world. Beneath your composure, you've experienced loss, but you turn that pain into purpose, guiding others with quiet strength and understanding. Nefer. If you're Nefer, you're perceptive, strategic, and always one step ahead. Composure, confidence, reading people, and uncovering truths are some of your strengths. You have a calm exterior that hides curiosity, and you value connection as much as knowledge.